to education officers, to collectors, to tehsildars. So revenue judgments will be made available to the revenue arm of the state. Judgments on criminal procedure will be available to the police academies, to the police officers. Judgments on education will be available to the education department. So look at the potential which we have today in terms of technology and a little bit of imagination if we apply it. I hope therefore that this initiative will bring us closer to our citizens. On the third point, which the Honorable Chief Minister justifiably made, that is inclusion as a principal factor for the appointment of judges. In the earlier collegium recommendations published by my 6-member collegium that I head, we have laid out the factors for consideration. And these factors for consideration include representation to members of the marginalized communities, including women and the backward communities, and to the best extent possible, representation to all the high courts. Because the Supreme Court, to my mind, is truly a Supreme Court which represents the nation. And we are making a conscious effort to ensure that different high courts, different regions of the nation find representation in the Supreme Court. I next turn to the lawyer community assembled here. But before that, I must share a small anecdote. When we started live streaming of our court proceedings, a distinguished member of our bar, who is also a member of Parliament, Mr. P. Wilson, interacted with me. He's a member of the Parliamentary Standing Committee attached to the Department of Justice, which visited the Supreme Court last year and again 2 days back to interact with us on legal aid schemes. And the learned member of Parliament shared with me that by allowing hybrid hearings, hearing lawyers from across the country, you are truly becoming a court for the nation. So that a lawyer sitting in Chennai, or for that matter anywhere in the state of Tamil Nadu, or from Orissa or West Bengal or Kerala or Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh or UP can address us as judges of the Supreme Court. Now I turn to the lawyers community. I like to highlight 3 issues. First, there is a need to enhance the entry-level pay for junior lawyers. I am told that the entry-level pay in Madurai for young law graduates is somewhere between rupees 5,000 to rupees 12,000 per month. Such poor pay disproportionately impacts members of the marginalized communities, such as the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes, and women. The impact of this, or the impact of which, is that it takes the form of an entry-level barrier and forces young graduates to take up other work unrelated to their branch of study just to make ends meet. The law does not become a primary profession for young entrants because they don't make enough money in their chambers. The usual defense by recruiting chambers for such low pay is that the first few years of a young associate's career is a learning stage where the senior mentors them. I would request the senior members of the bar, please shed this paternalistic approach. Today's youngsters are sharp, hardworking, and hungry for work. Interact with them about their approach towards the law. I have 5 judicial clerks, all of them first-time lawyers with no connection in the legal profession in their families. One of them, a woman lawyer, is from Madurai. She comes from an agricultural family. But the benefit of women's education in the state of Tamil Nadu, she went to a national law school and now has come to work with a judge of the Supreme Court. Another sister has become a doctor and has gone abroad to pursue higher education. So that shows you the power of women's education. You will be spellbound by the fresh approach that young lawyers bring to the table. all I ask of senior lawyers is to trust the youngsters of the bar.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं मानक गुप्ता। अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें और हां, हमें सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना ना भूलें ताकि आप देश और दुनिया की कोई खबर मिस ना करें। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए News24।